Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and this evening we'll be having a look at the latest GFS, GEM, ECMWF, Gfs Ensembles, then we'll have a look at some of the Gfs Precipitation Charts, and lastly we'll have a look at the live radar. Now do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and do follow me on Twitter if you want more up-to-date charts and satellite images. So, firstly, we're having a look at the latest GFS, and as you can see, we've got a quite cold northeasterly flow, and with this sort of green and blocking, it's going to remain like this for a number of days. A cold northeasterly flow with sort of April shower pattern. You can see quite cold upper air temperatures, lower pressure out in the near continents, pulling those northeasterly winds with quite strong sunshine this time of year. It's just fuel for quite widespread and locally heavy showers. Today we've seen quite a few showers around, especially over sort of the Midlands, northern England, spread further southwards throughout the day, but they are starting to die off, and we'll look at that in the radar at the end of the video. But it's going to be repeating like that again tomorrow with quite widespread showers, and it's going to be quite hit and miss. So half an hour you may have some rain, then next half an hour you may have some sunshine. So you can see we remain under that flow over the next couple of days. Winds do turn a bit more slack as the isobars spread out, which will mean there's a chance we do see some more overnight frosts, temperatures dropping down to around freezing quite widely, perhaps a couple degrees below freezing in some localised spots, maybe in towns and cities, maybe just staying just above freezing. But as we head towards Sunday, the Atlantic looks like it's going to start to break through. Sunday we're under a brief area of high pressure, sort of a little ridge coming up from the south. We do have some quite cold air aloft, so again, the chance of quite of an overnight frost. But in the day, those April showers will be cut off and it'll be nice sunshine. But as we head into the first full week of May, you can see this low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, quite a deep area of low pressure, ready for Bank Holiday Monday. So unfortunately, Bank Holiday Monday is looking like, at the moment, is going to be a washout. Now you can see with the 850 HPA temperatures, you've got a warm front and then a colder front. It's going to bring basically persistent rain most of Monday. At this stage, it does look like the timings will be it sweeping through around Monday morning. But again, it's subject to change, so it does look like Monday will be a washout, unfortunately. This low pressure is in shifting position, however. Yesterday's model runs, it was looking much more further southwards, but the jet stream has looked like it's shifted 100 miles or so further northwards on the latest run. So it'll be interesting to see how that compares to the GEM and the ECMWF. As its position will decide whether we see the heaviest rain and where we see the strongest winds as well. As you can see, there are some quite tight isobars there, so there could be wind and perhaps rain warnings out for this area of low pressure. Beyond that, that low does slowly clear, but then it brings down northerly winds. Nothing too major in terms of northerly winds, but the -5 isotherm gets through northern England, so perhaps some more snow over northern hills. But again, the jet stream is shifted southwards on this run, and we do see low pressure running in from the southwest. And although it's going to be bringing wind and rain, it's also going to bring milder air, especially further southwards and eastwards. You can see the southeast, temperatures getting up to maybe 5, maybe 7, 8 degrees at 850 HPA, which could give high teens if we do see sunshine. There will be rain around and a lot of showers, so it will be quite intermittent if you do see sunshine. Beyond that, you can see low pressure is still in control by the day 10. We do see sort of a pattern that has been emerging on the last few runs, where we've got a low pressure towards Spain and the Bay of Biscay. On this run, it's driving up to quite warm air, but also some a big area of low pressure, which is likely to fuel some quite heavy showers. As with that warmer air, it's going to spark off potentially thunderstorms as well. So we could be seeing our first bout of thunderstorms. Again, it's at day 10, so it's quite unsure at the moment, but it could come off. We have a look at the other runs. In the last few days, we have been seeing this pattern, and this low has been shifted a bit further southwards and westwards on other runs, pulling up warmer air from the southeast. And we've seen sort of signs there could be a Spanish plume for a couple days at least. Not a sustained heat wave, but a brief Spanish plume. You can see on this current run, all that warmer air goes further east into Europe. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Beyond that, low pressure again moves to our north. We pull in northwesterly winds before we end the run on sort of a westerly pattern with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. Nothing too warm, nothing too cold. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that storm or that area of low pressure on Bank Holiday Monday, and what happens towards day 10 with those potential Spanish plume. So now we have a look at the GEM, and you can see very similar pattern to the GFS, and we got that low rattling through on Monday into Tuesday. A bit more delayed on the GEM, with weather fronts arriving around lunchtime instead of in the morning. And you can see that low does take quite a long time to clear. By Wednesday, it's out in the North Sea, driving in northerly winds with quite a cold air mass, so potentially bringing snow showers with it. Beyond that, we still have some northern blocking over towards Greenland, so it does take a bit of time to get low pressure in off the Atlantic, but eventually it does come through. And as we head towards day 10, you see that low a bit further northwards, but also a bit further westwards. So if you have a look at the average 50 HPA temperatures, because it's a bit further northwards, the low doesn't pick up the warm air over Spain and towards North Africa. But what it does do, it means it brings warmer air up a bit further northwards and a bit further westwards as well. So it's not as warm as the GFS was showing, but it's more widespread, and it's perhaps going to be a bit more prolonged, perhaps with that. And as we head towards day 10, you've got low pressure out in the Atlantic, and then you've got higher pressure over Europe, and it's going to really be a battleground to see what wins. I do suspect low pressure will win on this run, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. If this low again shifts a bit further south and westwards, we would be putting up more of a direct northerly wind, which would turn things at least a bit warmer temporarily. If we have a look at the ACMWF, see what this compares to with the other model runs, you can see as we head towards Monday, you can see that low rattles in a bit further southwards towards northern England, the centre of this low, instead of over Scotland. Again, by Wednesday, it is to our east and in the North Sea, pulling down those northerly winds, quite cold air coming down. Beyond that, you can see that low is a bit further southwards on this latest ECMWF. It's pulling in southeasterly winds. And as we head towards day 10, you do see some quite warm air. It does spread northwards through France, and it only just misses the UK. And this low pressure is heading towards sort of southwest. That would, again, provide a lot of rain with those warm upper air temperatures, a lot more fuel for the showers, and the probably occluded fronts within that area of low pressure, and it could provide some thunderstorms with that. Again, if we do shift that bit further westwards, that warm air that is over towards France, Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, will shift a bit further westwards and could clip the east or southeast, and it could be a scenario where we could see low 20s perhaps for a day or so before the low pressure sweeps through with rain and wind. So next we'll have a look at the Gfs Ensembles and see how much support those runs have. And you can see at the moment we're going to rain fairly below average. And then as we head towards Monday, you can see low pressure coming off the Atlantic. We've got a rise in temperatures as warmer air comes in behind the warm fronts. Beyond that, again, cold front sweeps through and colder air comes in from the north. And then as we head towards day 10, that's when this chance of that sort of Spanish plume happens. You can see many ensemble members going colder than average, not really showing anything too exceptional. Others staying around average, and then you've got a minority, but a few going for temperatures getting up to maybe 8, 10, 12 degrees at 850 HPA. There's a good 3 or 4 perhaps there over the course of a couple of days, and that would give quite warm conditions, but you can see there are some quite big precipitation spikes over the next few days and the next sort of week or so. You can see showers over the next few days, and then you've got that low pressure moving through, and again you've got more showers coming in from the north, and then we've got quite a big area precipitation spikes, quite spread out as different timings for that area of low pressure coming up from the south. And with the warmth, it's likely that there could be some quite big rain totals with that. In the longer term, things are a little bit drier, but still precipitation around, so you can't rule out low pressure being in control once again. And again, a lot of scatter in the ensemble members. You can see the GFS operational went quite cold, as we saw. Others going quite warm and off the scale warm, where we could be seeing 20 degrees plus. And again, just a lot of scatter. This time of year, winds from the north, it could be quite cold. Winds from the south, it could be very warm indeed. So there's always going to be a lot of scatter on the ensemble charts. If we look at the 2 meter temperatures, So generally over the next sort of 3, 4, 5 days, highs around 13, 14 degrees. So nothing too warm. Lows perhaps around 3 or 4 degrees, perhaps colder. Again, the GFS does downplay how cold it can get overnight. In the longer term, you can see temperatures slowly rise to around 14, 15 degrees, and then you get a lot of scatter. You've got some members remaining around 12, 13. Others with that sort of southerly wind going up to perhaps 24, 25 degrees, which will be very warm indeed in London. At least with after the sort of pattern we've had recently, where we've just had consistent north or northeasterly winds. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Again, as I said in a couple videos ago, I did say that this was a potential whenever we get the jet stream driving southwards. All you need is a little cut-off low or a little dip in the jet stream towards Spain, and you could get a 1 or 2 day sort of really warm spell as warm air is lifted in front of the low pressure moving up. So it'll be interesting to see where this come off, and it will be very, very nice to see some warm weather perhaps, as even though it's been quite dry, it has been quite cold indeed. If we now have a look at the Gfs precipitation charts, just have a look at what we're going to be seeing over the next few days. You can see this evening showers dying out, a few snow showers over northern Scotland, and then tomorrow again more widespread showers, and then as we head through the day, you can see again more widespread showers on Saturday, again repeat on Sunday, but they do get cut out as a ridge of high pressure builds in before the big deluge comes on Monday. A bit further northwards on the GFS run, so southern England could perhaps miss out on the initial warm front, but then get the colder front in the afternoon and evening. But again, some snow over Scotland perhaps initially as it bumps into some colder air, but again it does turn to rain mostly beyond that. After that, again, colder air comes into the north, so more snow in northern Scotland, and again, a lot of showers and little features running up from the south. Could be a lot of rain around with that indeed. And as we head towards the end of the run, or head towards day 10 at least, you can see that low pressure moving up from the south with some very heavy rain in it indeed, and that could have thunderstorms embedded within it. So finally, we'll have a look at the latest radar from the Weather Channel. If we can get this to load, again it always refreshes, and you can see we've got a big rash of showers, many light showers, but some heavy showers. It was a lot more widespread earlier, but as we're heading to the evening, it's now 7, 8 o'clock. The showers are starting to die out, and only the really heavy ones remain, and even those are starting to die out. And you can see we have quite widespread showers, and yeah, it's going to repeat. And you can see some areas can see big dry patches where you see no rain for a good couple hours. Others could see lines of showers and see a couple hours of continuous rain. So it really is just the luck of the draw with these sort of April showers over the next few days. And hopefully if you do have plans, I hope that you're able to dodge the showers, as they're so difficult to predict how they're going to pop up and where they're going to pop up. So yeah, it's really just one to watch the radar. Apps won't be able to forecast as well. I can't forecast as well from a day out. It's just April showers are too difficult to predict. But I can assure you, if you're anywhere in sort of central northern England, you're most likely going to be seeing a few showers over the next few days. How much is going to be? It is the $1 million question. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.